Good afternoon, guys, and happy Friday to all of your sunshiny faces, guys. We're gonna leave for the football game in probably about a half hour for Jack's football game. And I don't know if my mom is going to stay because for the varsity game because she had a dentist appointment, but I am going to, and I looked, and at least towards like the end of the game it's supposed to get down to like 50 degrees, so I am layering up as many layers as possible. I think I'm gonna actually wear 2 pairs of socks, and maybe I'll wear my gym shoes then, because I was like, oh, I'll wear boots, and I'm like, honestly though, it's like the first week it's been cold. I feel like it's too early to like bust the boots out. So I was thinking like maybe I'll stick with my gym shoes, but put 2 pairs of socks on, because normally I wear like athletic socks, so they're really thin. But like I said, I'm probably gonna switch to going with like a thicker, wear it over a thicker pair. So that again too, my feet aren't as cold. And then I'm bringing 2 blankets, and Matthew's going to bring his big, he asked if we could bring his big like comforter to the game so that we can all 3 fit underneath it. But like during the freshman game, because it'll be cold out still, but it probably won't be quite as cold, so I was like, you know what, I'll probably just wind up using like his blanket and kind of sharing. So my socks, actually guys, the socks I'm wearing right now though are these. Aren't they not the cutest socks though? They have little foxes on them. Alright guys, my battery just died. Normally I don't wear socks that often that have like, you know, like characters or like, you know, designs and stuff like that on them. Normally I just wear like really basic socks. Like I said, like I like the athletic socks from Target, and so I like those for the summer, but in the winter when it's colder out, I'll normally wind up wearing like thicker socks. And so like I said, I'm wearing those today, so they're actually pretty thin. Like I said, I probably wear a second pair, and then I'm debating whether or not, because I'm wearing leggings, if I should wear like a second pair of leggings, or because they're not really thick, like that's my only problem, or if I should wear like maybe jeans over them, because that's what I do a lot of times, because like really thin leggings work really well as like underneath jeans, if they're not like too tight of fitting jeans. But for me, normally I think all but like maybe 2 pairs of my jeans will fit like pretty well if I wear like leggings under them, and they don't look like horribly like it looks like I'm wearing snow pants kind of look, just because of, again, like how thin the leggings are. So that's why I'm like, should I put thicker leggings on, or should I put like a should I put just like jeans on over my leggings? The only problem is it's harder to move around in jeans, but again, they do keep me warmer. So I'm also wearing a long sleeve shirt underneath my sweatshirt, and then I'm debating also if not whether or not I want to bring like another like type of jacket or something, which 50 degrees isn't that bad, but again, the sun won't be out, so it'll probably be pretty cold. And like even right now though too, it's kind of like overcast right now, so we don't have like the bestest weather today, but it's not supposed to rain. I'm bringing my umbrella just in case, but like I said, it's supposed to be good. Tomorrow though, if we do end up going to the NIU game, it is supposed to rain, pretty much start raining when the game starts. It's gonna kind of stink, so I'm actually gonna try and find out if we can't maybe go and pick up, I actually think we have a couple ponchos in the attic in our like emergency bin, but we've been dipping into our emergency bin like a lot, because it had like, honestly, the bin broke, I think, in the attic or something like that. We couldn't get to it. Like, you're supposed to have like a bug out bag, right, so that you can just grab it and like go in an emergency, like, you know, flood or fire or you know, like some type of natural disaster or whatever. And so but my mom made like a whole box. I was like, how are we supposed to get this out of the house, like if there's an emergency? And so it had like first aid and like some food and stuff like that in there, but you know, that kind of thing. And it has, like I said, like ponchos in there. I think like the cheapy, super cheapy like ones that you get from like going on the the Maid of the Mist, except I think they're yellow and not blue. But yeah, so I went on the Maid of the Mist, that's how I know. I went, let's see, my junior year, but that was really fun, guys. This may be a vlog for another day, but you know, just like those really like super cheapy like poncho kind of things. And so yeah, I was thinking maybe we'll go grab those, just because like I said, it's supposed to rain tomorrow and it would be kind of crummy, and I don't want to, I'm like the person that hates to pull out their umbrella in the middle of like a stadium, like so everybody can't see around it, like, you know, and like me where I'm sitting. But normally at the like the football game, like the high school football game, if it is raining, people desperately start to diminish like a lot, and especially too like by halftime, like people really start to clear out of there, because that's when like everybody from band and like cheer and dance and stuff like that has all like gone, or from Palms, I think. I don't know what they call themselves now. When I was there, I think it was called Palms. Now I think it's dance, or dance and Palms or something. And then there's cheer. So that, and like, you know, the what are they called, the flag twirlers, the color guard, and so yeah, most of those parents that are there start to like clear out, so hopefully there won't be too many people like around us by the time, if at halftime it is raining, so I can pull out my umbrella. But I always feel bad like for the people that are sitting behind me or like in front of me and stuff like that, because it like drips off and I don't want it to like drip on them. But my umbrella is super small, so I don't have like a huge, like a big, you know, what do they call those, golf umbrellas or whatever. But anyways though guys, like I said, we're leaving in about a half hour, so I will let you guys know, or let you guys see some of the footage if I do end up recording. Again, if it does start raining, I probably won't pull my camera out, but I'll probably be there for both games. So I will catch you guys after we get back from the game, let you guys know how it went, and I'll include any footage if we did have any from the game. Well guys, I bundled up nice and warm. I wore a sweatshirt, I wore my like athletic thermal, and then I had my long sleeve shirt on underneath this. I switched it up a little bit so I didn't wear like a sweatshirt over my sweatshirt, and then I wore leggings with jeans. So yeah guys, I was nice and toasty warm, and I wore 2 pairs of socks. And like my mom, I think at one point she was like, oh, I'm kind of cold, I hope Matthew goes to the car and gets a second blanket, because he wanted to bring like a gigantic comforter. Me and my mom just brought like blankets we could fit into our like big football bags, and so we both like were sharing like the 2 blankets together, and my mom was like, I hope Matthew goes to the car and gets that other blanket because I'm kind of cold. And I was like, I'm nice and toasty warm. And my mom even wore like a headband kind of thing that covered her ears, and I didn't. So she was, I think, warmer, like her ears were warmer than me. But guys, the really great news, the football team got the first win. Woo! Yay, Charlie! You're so excited. They won, guys. I am so excited. It was such a good game, and like Matthew said, the team we played was their school is like a winning football program. Their football team is always normally really good in all of their levels. Last year the freshmen got like beat horribly. It was like 44-0, I think, or something like that was the final, or something crazy. Like they gave up a ton of points and just got like crushed, and it was probably their worst loss was to the freshman team that they played last year. And the thing was that it was supposed to be like just a freshman team. I don't know how the whole thing ended up working out, but I thought like something like their really good sophomores played down at the like freshman level, and like I said, just ended up crushing like our last year. It was a full freshman team with I think like maybe 2 or 3 sophomores. Like they hardly, and they were sophomores that weren't going to get any playing time, like playing at a JV level. And so it's kind of like that's how it's adapted to this year, but they have a little bit more sophomores. But this year their team was a complete freshman team. But guys, we played with our freshman quarterback because the sophomore quarterback that we had was out with a concussion, and he was phenomenal. I coached him for 3 years in youth football. Like my dad was saying, was that he was like taking like the criticism really well, like on the sidelines, like, and you know, correcting techniques and stuff like that and that sort of thing, and that he was just like, you know, like really like played, you know, quarterbacked really well for the game, and they ended up winning. They ended up getting 2 touchdowns. The final was 14-0, guys, which I'm so happy I can say we were on the other side of a shutout for once. And that, you know, like that was a really cool thing. But so we put up 14 points. So they got a touchdown with an extra point, and then they got another touchdown and missed the extra point. They went for the 2-point conversion, so that's why it was 14. They didn't kick any field goals. But they had 2 opportunities where they were on like the 1 or 2 yard line, and they just could not get the ball in the end zone. So it actually honestly could have been like a, you know, what would that have been, like an additional 12 points at least, plus if they would have gotten like another 2-point conversion or something. So it honestly could have been like a difference of like 26 points or something like that. And there was another time too where the ball was in like, I think within the 10-yard line, like I think it was like 1st and goal or something like that, and they ended up fumbling it. But again, there was 2 times where it was literally at the 1-yard line. So there was again like 3 really big opportunities where they ended up missing out on points. So it could have been, we could have walked away with honestly it looking like a score that most of our scores have looked like, where it's been like, you know, 30-0. Which again is like crazy awesome. So the defense had a shutout. Jack had another fumble recovery. This is his 3rd. He now leads the team in fumble recoveries, which is so cool. And I think he's tied with 2 other kids for the most like defensive turnovers, or defensive like recoveries. I think there's 1 kid that has maybe 2 interceptions in a fumble recovery or something like that, or 3 interceptions, and I think there's another kid that does have 3 interceptions. And so with Jack's, I think Jack's the only one that has 3 fumble recoveries, which is really cool. And like I said, I think he leads the team. So it was a really good game. It was a really like, things just looked really good. Like last week, I think I was telling you guys, like it just looked like 2 like Park District football teams like playing each other. Like they just looked like little kids like running around out there like playing like pickup football. Like it didn't look organized like last week. And this week things didn't look perfect, but it looked more like a freshman, you know, majority freshman football team playing another, you know, majority freshman football team. I think their whole team is freshmen, because I think they have a freshman and a separate sophomore team. But again, like Matthew was kind of saying too, with that, you know, some of these other games are like games that like last week's game, we're really supposed to win that game, but you know, and like the next 3 games I think are also supposed to be like pretty easy winnable games. But this game is like a toss-up. Like we didn't really know, we didn't think we were going to get blown out, but we didn't really know what it was going to hold, you know, or anything like that. And again, since this school is like a winning, you know, they're have winning records, you know, through most of their you know, varsity to freshman level, you know, the fact going in there that we haven't won a game yet, and 2 really close games that we really could have probably won, and we won this week's game is like amazing. Like, I think all those kids just, they have to feel good too, not only because of that, but against, it's not just like a throwaway game, like a team that like, oh, they're not a good team anyway, like we're not that good of a team, you know, or something like that. And then when a team comes in and, you know, wins against us, you beat a school that doesn't have like a winning record and stuff like that. And like the fact that it was the opposite though, we beat a team that has a, you know, their, I don't know what their freshmen did, but their program normally has like their winning, you know, program, and we're not really that. Our varsity hasn't won a game yet. The freshmen hadn't won a game up until today, and so like I said, the fact that they won and they did it against a good school was like a really big, really huge thing. So that was, like I said, it was really awesome to see. And the kids just, like, I've never seen like those kids, just like they look like, I think I told you guys too, like just most of the kids' attitude and demeanor, like I think the freshmen last year didn't really have that, but these kids, like it just meant so much to them to like win. Like last year, like the freshmen I think won a few games last year, maybe 2 or 3 games or something like that. I know they at least like won 1, maybe 2 games, and you know, like I said, like the wins just were kind of like, oh nice, we won. But like these kids were just like so hyped on the sidelines, the before, the after, the during the game. I mean, I never, like their whole attitude though just was completely different, and I think that's why they won. But then seeing them afterwards, like just how hyped and happy these kids were was just like insanely amazing. It was awesome. But we stuck around for the varsity game and they ended up not winning. But like I said, their school, their team does really well, and the fact that it was their varsity, you know, like maybe when they're now freshmen are varsity level and our kids are in varsity level, you know, they meet them again, maybe they can pull out another win, you know, like I said, when they get up to being at that same level. But yeah, the varsity game didn't, it honestly, it looked kind of good. They were moving the ball and stuff like that, but the first, well, they got 14 points. It was 14-0, and the defense hadn't even come out on the field. The offense threw 2 I think they threw a pick 6, and there was either a fumble recovery for a touchdown, or else there was a punt return for a touchdown. I know there was one of those in the game, but I think that came later. Like the defense, then the first time the defense was actually out on the field, one of the other kids I told you guys that I coached for 4 years, he had an interception on the first defensive play, so the offense got the ball back, and I think they ended up giving the ball away again, and then I think by that time their offense had marched on the field and scored. But yeah, it was, I think the final was like 30 maybe or something like that to 7 was the final score. So it wasn't a shutout, but they didn't do really that awesome. Not like the freshmen with a 14-0. I love saying that, guys. It was awesome. So I didn't get Jack's fumble recovery in the film, but I did get some other good highlights and some hits and stuff like that in the play. And a couple of, like I said, a few other good plays in there from some of the kids on the field while Jack was out there as well, because Jack played the whole defense that I know of. But it was a really good win. Like, it was just, I think they needed it, and I think, like I said, the next 3 games are all winnable games. We didn't really know what to expect coming into the game, but the next 3 games are winnable. The last 2 were winnable too, but you know, it's just, I think it depends on kind of their headset, you know, their head, you know, space and their mindset and stuff like that, and whether or not they'll come out, you know, as hyped as they did this week. And if they do, I think they can definitely pull off another 3 wins in a row, which would be awesome. So anyways though, guys, I need to get to bed because it's kind of late, so I'll see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.